Today you're working on writing equations of parallel and perpendicular line, and for that you would always need two things. Number one, you would need the slope, and then you would need a point. Parallel, perpendicular. We have done parallel and perpendicular lines in the past as well. Parallel are the lines that are running side by side with each other. Parallel, and you can try to remember is that from that double L. So parallel are the lines that are running side by side from each other. On the other hand, perpendicular are the ones that make a 90-degree on the cross. So they are 90-degree when they cross each other. The way you can remember it, it forms an L or it forms a D. So that's perpendicular. You have two different side of lines over here. Parallel lines running side by side. Perpendicular, they are crossing each other at 90. What is the slope of the line? For the first one, I'm going to use rise over run in order to find my slope. So first point and second point, it is rise is 2, run is 1, 2, and 3. So slope is 2/3. I'm going to do the same for the line 2. Find 2 points, rise is 1, 2, and run is 1, 2, 3. So it is again 2/3 for the rise over run. If you notice, the slope for line A and B, they are, what do you notice about them? They are same. So the slopes are same for the parallel lines. These lines are called parallel. The second type of lines are the perpendicular. We are going to calculate the slope for both line 1 and 2 and then see what is the connection between them or what is the relationship between them. So this is a line 1. This is same as previous one. So what is your slope for line 1? Your line 1 is 1, 2 on the rise and 3 on the run. So your slope is 2/3. That is your slope for line number 1. Line number 2, this is your line number 2. I'm going to find the 2 points, and then rise is 1, 2, 3 down. So rise is -3 and run is 1, 2. Run is 2. These are your perpendicular lines. What do you notice about these slopes? The first thing you probably notice is that your fractions are inversed. They're opposite, they're flipped. So they are, first thing you would notice is that the rise over run is opposite of each other. So it is inverse fraction. It's also called a reciprocal. So they are inverse of each other. And secondly, the slope for line number 1 was positive and the line number 2 is negative. So they are opposite as well. So opposite sign. These type of lines are called perpendicular. And that's the only difference that they have. First question, I need slope. I have an equation, y equals -5x plus 7. They want me to figure out the slope of the parallel line and slope of the perpendicular line. So this is my random equation, y equals -5x plus 7. If I have to know the parallel slope, I have to go by the fact parallel lines have same slope. So I'm going to identify slope over here. Slope is -5 over 1. I'm going to write it like that. So for the parallel line, my slope should be same, so it should be -5. That is for my parallel line. For my perpendicular line, slope should be opposite as well as inverse. So I'm going to convert it. I'm going to flip it so it becomes negative 1/5, and this is minus, so the perpendicular should be plus. So my perpendicular slope is going to be positive 1/5. That's how you would do, or identify the slope of the new lines. Question number 2, your equation is written in standard form, ax plus by equals c. Question number 1 was written as y equal mx plus b format, so it was easier to identify the slope from here. On the standard, you actually have to identify your slope. So I'm gonna draw the line over here. This is written in standard form, and I have to convert it to slope-intercept form so I can identify my slope. So step number 1, move the x on the other side by doing the opposite operation. So this is positive 9x, opposite is minus 9x. On both sides, cancels out, bring down negative 2y equals 9x, negative 9x plus 10. Then next step, divide by the number next to y, which is negative 2. I'm going to divide by negative 2 all across. I am left with y is equals to 9 over 2x minus 5. That is my equation. This is, now I have this in my slope-intercept form. So you just have to match y equal mx plus b. So m is 9 over 2x minus 5. So your slope is 9 over 2. Parallel line, your fact says that your parallel lines have same slope, so it should be 9 over 2. And your perpendicular line says it should be inverse as well as opposite. So I'm going to flip it, which makes it 9 over 2. And then I'm going to make it opposite. So this one is positive. I have to make it opposite. So it's going to become negative. So that would be your perpendicular slope. Third one is written as point slope form. Y minus y1 equal mx minus x1. I just need the slopes, so I don't have to do anything over there extra. Slope is m, which is negative 1/4. Parallel line has same slope. So that would be m equals negative 1 over 4 or negative 1/4 because it says same slope. Perpendicular are opposite and inverse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it, which becomes 401, and then this is negative, so this should be positive. So perpendicular slope is positive 4. So opposite and inverse. All right, now I have to write equations for the parallel and perpendicular lines. So I'm going to be using the point slope formula, which you already know what is it. What is it? It's minus y1 equal mx minus x1. I would always need two things. I would need slope, and I would need a point. So I would need two things. Well, actually, I would need three things. First thing, I would need to know what is the old slope. And from the old slope, I will be able to determine the new slope, whether it is going to be same in the case of parallel line, opposite and inverse in case of perpendicular line. And second thing, I will need a point, x1, comma, y1. That's all I need. Example number 1 says, write an equation in slope-intercept form that passes through the point 4, -5 and is parallel to the line represented by y equals 0.5x plus 3. I need equation of a new line which passes through the point 4, -5 and it's parallel. So my keyword over here was parallel. Parallel means same slope. Different y-intercept, but same slope. So my old slope is 0.5. New slope is going to be same because it is parallel line, so it's going to be 0.5, or I can use it as 1/2. I need x1, y1. I need the point, which is 4, 5, -5. Start with your equation. Y minus y1 equal m x minus x1. You know the process from here. I'm gonna plug in my new slope because I need new line equation. I need equation of the new line, so I'm gonna plug in the new slope, not the old, although they're same in this case, but I need to plug in the new one. And y1 is -5. I'm gonna use 0.5 since I have to do some multiplication. x1 is 4. I'm gonna simplify this. This becomes y plus 5 equals, and I'm gonna distribute that as well. So this becomes 0.5x, and then 0.5 times 4 is 2. Next step, I need equation as y equal mx plus b. So I need that 5 gone. So I'm gonna subtract 5, opposite operation on both sides. I'm left with y equals 0.5x minus 7. And this is my equation for the new line. I can check my work using the calculator. All you have to do is you have to graph old line and graph the new line in the calculator. And check whether the new line is passing through the point 4, 5. Just put that order pair in the calculator and see if it's passing through this. And that is how simple this is. Example number 3, you should be able to do example number 3. Hold on, I'm gonna do example number 3 and you should be able to do number 2 on your own. Because this is simple, straightforward. All you need is perpendicular slope, and I'll be using perpendicular slope on the example number 3. What is the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that crosses the x-axis at 12 and is perpendicular to the line represented by y equals -4/9 x plus 2? My keyword is perpendicular. It is opposite and inverse. Old slope is -4/9. New slope will be, flip it and change the sign. I'm gonna flip it. It should become 9/4, and change the sign, should become positive. I need equation in slope-intercept form. So I need first x comma y, or x1 comma y1, which is, oh, it is x-axis at 12. X-axis at 12 means it is 12, 0. Because x-axis, x should have the value and y should be 0, so it should be 12, 0. Now you use your point slope form. Y minus y1 equal m x minus x1. Plug in your numbers. Y minus y1 is 0. Oh, you don't really have to do, well, you can put that 0, doesn't matter. Slope is, you are using the new slope because I need the new equation, so it is 9/4. I need new slope because I need new equation. x minus x1 is 12. So I'm going to put 12. Next step, I am going to delete that part because you never put minus 0. And then I'm going to just distribute this nicely. It should be 9 over 4x. And then I'm going to multiply 9 over 4 times 12, which is 27. And there you go, I'm done. I have the equation written in slope-intercept form of the new line, which is perpendicular to the old and is passing through the x-axis. You can check your equation in the calculator as well. Graph the old line, graph the new line, graph both of them and see if it is passing through the x-axis, 12 or not. That's all you do. So in order to check from the calculator, you can, if you want, you can write down those steps, how to check in the calculator. Graph old line. Second, graph new line. Look for their relationship, whether it's perpendicular or not. And third thing you're gonna check is check for point. Either x-intercept or 4, -5, whatever the point is given to you in your question. So few simple things and you should be done. You should be able to do number 2 on your own. You have the same steps as question number 3. I'm gonna help you on number 4. Since this is written in standard form and I need the equation written back in standard form. So it's a little more steps, but it's okay, we should be able to do it. Equation written in standard form, passing through the point 3, -2 is parallel to the line represented by 3x minus y equals 2. Now the interesting thing is that I do not have slope. It's not written in slope-intercept form. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to, parallel means same slope. I'm gonna identify, or I'm gonna figure out the slope. So my process, 3x minus 1y equals 2. Subtract 3x on both sides. Bring down -1y equals -3x plus 2. Last step, divide by -1. You are left with y equals 3x minus 2. So this is my old line, because I just figured out the old line. My slope is 3. So old slope and the new slope, since they are parallel, are going to be same. I need the point. Point is 3, -2. And now I'm going to be using my point slope form to solve the questions further. So copy down this point slope form, y1 minus y minus y1 equal mx minus x1. Y minus 2, I'm gonna make it plus 2 right away. You know it by now. Slope is 3. X1 is 3, so there you go. Next step, I'm gonna distribute. So it is 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times -3 is -9. Subtract 2 on both sides. So y is equals to 3x minus 11. Now this equation is written in slope-intercept form. I need it written in standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. That means x needs to be together on the same side as y. So -3x on both sides. So -3x plus y equals -11. A should be positive. So I'm going to multiply all of this by a -1. So it is 3x minus y equals 11. There you go. That would be my equation for the parallel line to this and written in the standard form. This is my final answers. A lot of steps, but the steps are not that difficult because you already know how to do all of this and you already know how to do all of this. I'm just putting them together.